Maguire, Garfield, Holland, Spider-Man, one of, if not the, most iconic superheroes of all time, and one of the most important characters in the comic book movie genre. And for the first time ever, we are getting the fourth installment of a Spider-Man franchise with Tom Holland's Spider-Man Brand New Day. Holland already has a Hall of Fame career as Peter Parker, but this chapter might be his first ever real Spider-Man story. Here's an entire breakdown of why that is, and if you stick around long enough, I'll tell you why I think Zendaya should not be involved. If you count the Spider-Verse movies, which I think you should, no superhero this century has gotten more solo films than Spider-Man. For 25 years, this character has been a pillar of the comic book movie genre and one of the biggest needle movers in box office history. They've been making these movies for so long. What really pisses me off is that right now, there are people starting their freshman year of college who were not alive when Tobey Maguire made Spider-Man 3. That's insane. But this is not about Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, the OG, the icon. A full trilogy tied with a relatively nice bow, especially when you account for superhero script inflation. This is also not about Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, the ultimate Spider-Man, the amazing Spider-Man. Two movies and one of the most frustrating ends to a superhero franchise of all time. If ScreenRant lets me, I can do an entire separate video of the TASM movies, why they're so great and why it's so frustrating that they suck as much as they do. Just do it! No, this is about Tom Holland's Spider-Man, the streaming Spider-Man, the MCU's Spider-Man. Hit the ground running, 6 appearances in 5 years. This is the Spider-Man that finally gets to interact with the rest of the roster in the MCU. Now, if you look on Spider-Man Twitter, which is a very dangerous place to be, you might get the impression that people think that having Spider-Man interact with the other characters in the MCU has ruined the character. And if you hold that opinion, 2 things. 1, you're wrong. At Matt Rimke, come find me. 2, you obviously were not there in 2016 for the Captain America Civil War trailer. Tony makes the call. We hear a thwip. We see Spidey holding Cap's shield, and his eyes move a little bit. It was insane. To this day, it's one of the greatest moments in comic book movie trailer history. Everyone was jacked. We are coming off 12 years of solo Spider-Man movies, and we are in the middle of the MCU where we get to see the crossovers and character interactions we were only promised. In the comics, everybody wanted to see what Spider-Man, the face of Marvel Comics, would look like in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And that came with a lot of pressure. Imagine if Tom Holland sucked as Spider-Man. It would have been a disaster. It potentially could have tanked the entire MCU right as it was rising to its peak. That's how big of a deal it was. Instead, we got 6 appearances in 5 years, and every appearance from Tom Holland got better and better and better. We got to see Peter Parker alongside the Tony Starks and the Steve Rogers of the world. We got to see him become an Avenger and be front and center on the Infinity War poster. We got to see a team-up Spider-Man, and you'd think that'd be enough, but they gave us more. On top of being a part of 3 of the biggest crossover superhero movies of all time, Tom Holland also delivered a full Spider-Man trilogy, something that was just proven to be no guarantee, and they were a hit. Those movies averaged $1.3 billion at the box office, making the webhead the biggest needle mover in comic book movie history. But with all that crossover glory, fans have asked, do we ever get a real Spider-Man story from Tom Holland? His movies often revolved around Tony Stark or the Endgame fallout or the biggest multiversal team-up of all time. But when you look at the comics, the games, the animation, the best Spider-Man stories often have Peter Parker doing Peter Parker things and having Peter Parker problems. And don't get me wrong, Tom Holland has provided some of the best Spider-Man moments in movie history. In Homecoming, we got Come On Spider-Man. In Far From Home, we got the Mysterio fight. And in No Way Home, we got the death of Aunt May and the Spidey sense scene. Moment for moment, he's as good as anybody. But did he ever get a chance to be in a tried and true, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man movie? I would say no, not yet. But if you zoom out and look at the John Watts Spider-Man trilogy, we get to see Peter Parker become Spider-Man. He He gets to try out for the Avengers, gets his first big boy suit. He has a Peter and MJ love story that laps the Raimi love triangle twice and then walks the rest of the way. And then we get to see him team up and learn from the OG Spider-Man in Maguire and Garfield. And at the very end, Doctor Strange waves his finger and the world forgets about Peter Parker, a true reset for Tom Holland in the MCU. So now, for the first time in 25 years, we get a movie with a veteran Spider-Man that we've known for a decade. He's broke, he's alone, and he's finally ready to be that friendly neighborhood Spider-Man that we all love, and it's never felt more earned because we saw how he got there in the Homecoming trilogy. On paper, everything lines up for a grounded veteran Spider-Man story. Think about the Spider-Man animated series from the 90s. Think about the Peter Parkers we get in Into the Spider-Verse. And most importantly, think about the Spider-Man PS4 video game. This is the type of story, this is the type of Peter Parker we're dealing with here. Give us Gwen Stacy, give us Felicia Hardy, give me an Osborn or two. Have him swinging through New York, figuring out how to pay rent and balance that Peter Parker Spider-Man life. And my hot take, the biggest thing here, I think you leave MJ and Ned on the sidelines for now. I understand Zendaya is one of the biggest movie stars in the world, and she is incredible as MJ, but let's let No Way Home breathe. What's the point of bringing them back right after we just said goodbye? We have an opportunity here for a brand new established Spider-Man story. Let him struggle, let him meet new people, let him see what the Punisher's all about, let him be Spider-Man. As Tom Holland Spider-Man fans, we've had our cake. We got the Avengers crossover. We got the Iron Man stuff. We got the multiversal team up of the century. And now we have a chance to eat it too, because we have a veteran Spider-Man starting from step one. It is truly a brand new day for Tom Holland and the second act of his Peter Parker career. If Destin Daniel Cretton and Marvel Studios get this right, we have a chance for Brand New Day to be the best Spider-Man movie of all time. Not because it's set in the MCU, not because we're bringing everybody back, because we get to see Tom Holland take everything he's learned from the last 10 years and move forward with a brand new Spider-Man. With great power, there must also be great responsibility. And with this opportunity, there must also be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I'm Matt Rimke. Until then, we'll see you next time.